Sports. 15 quickest minutes. Yeah, we're gonna bring that back. We're gonna talk a little, real quick. Matter of fact, I'm gonna discuss it now. Vegas Knights at home tonight for the closer. Game 5 at the T-Mobile. 3-1 lead by the Vegas Knights. If they win tonight at Vegas at the T-Mobile, the Vegas Knights are champions for the first time ever. So major salute for the Knights getting to this point, and hopefully they can close. Because if Florida steals this game, Florida's not going to lose game 6 at home. So we're going to see a game 7 back at the T-Mobile. So if you're the Vegas Knights, you want to do what the Denver Nuggets did and close out at home in the game 5. You heard? That's all you got to do. Let's start the show. Yes, sir. Shout out to Sam the Man M Studios. Mech One always giving me the butters. Everybody in New York, everybody in Vegas. I'm not going to get technical, not on the 15 minutes. I do that on the open sessions and giveaways. And I hope you guys enjoy the show. Let's start the show. The Denver Nuggets last night defeated the Miami Heat and ended up beating up 4-1 in the NBA Finals. And this is the first championship ever for the Denver Nuggets that been in the league since 1976. Hear me out. 1976. That's 47 years without no jury. And they finally got it last night. And you had Nuggets with great teams. You had the Alex English of the world, the Kiki Vanderways of the world, the Fat Levers of the world, the T.R. Duns of the world. I mean, Denver Nuggets went through so many great players, but never won a chip. And they finally won a chip with Nikola Jokic being the MVP and Jamal Murray, who's basically the second best player on the Denver Nuggets. We want to salute the Denver Nuggets for their first chip ever. Number 1 seed in the Western Conference. 4th best record in basketball. The first 3 best records came out the East with Milwaukee, Boston, and the Sixers had a better record than the Denver Nuggets. That's why Denver Nuggets needed Miami to get to the chip, to get the home court. Because if it would have been Milwaukee, Philly, or Boston, Denver would have been the road team. Not saying they would not won, because I feel they was destined to win this year, especially getting Miami, which they were just too strong for Miami Heat. Denver finished the year 53-29. Miami Heat finished with 44-38. Miami Heat showed some heart. Let me give you some numbers, and then I'm going to give y'all my freestyle breakdown. Nikola Jokic averaged 30.2, 14 rebounds, 7 assists, got the MVP, of course. Murray, 21.4, 6 rebounds, 10 assists. Gordon, 14.7, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Porter Jr. didn't play as well, did other stuff, but didn't really average points, but played great defensively, great man-on-man defense. Averaged 9.6, 8 rebounds, 1 assist. Bruce Brown, 11.4, 4-1. Let's go to the Miami Heat side. You had Bam Adebayo, who had a great series, 21.8, 12.4, 3.2. Great series for Bam. Jimmy Butler, I felt came up short, as yesterday he was missing for 3.5 quarters. Showed up in the 4th quarter. Not even, he showed up late in the 4th quarter, and ended up having something like 20 points. But he had like 6 points for 3.5 quarters, which is no bueno. He turned it on too late, and that's the reason why they lost yesterday. And Butler averaged 21.6, 4.6 rebounds, 6.6 assists. Vincent, 11.4, 1 rebound, 2.4 assists. Duncan Robinson, 7.8, 1.2 assists, 1.6 rebounds. And Caleb Martin, 7.4, 4.4, and 1.2. Caleb Martin came up real small. All the role players came up real small. Vincent averaged less than he did with Boston. Caleb Martin went from a 19.3 to a 7.4, which was huge in this series because he's the one, if you ask me, was the undercover MVP in the Boston series. Though they gave it to Jimmy, but if you ask me, Butler was more important and I think did way more in that series Jimmy Butler did not step up like the way Martin did against Boston, and none of them really stepped up against Denver in the chip. But if Martin would have done more, they would have had a better chance to make this a long series. And let me get to the series itself. Denver Nuggets were just too long, too big, too deep, and too hungry. You put all those stuff, what I said, all those intangibles in place, you get a 4-1, victory. You get a 4-1 victory. But let me also give you who the teams have to beat to get to this point. Denver ran through the T-Wolves 4-1, beat the Suns 4-2. Suns gave them the toughest series. Swept the Lakers 4-0 and beat Miami 4-1. And Miami had to go through the Bucks, who had the best record in basketball. People want to say that Greek Freak was hurt. Fine. If you're the best team in basketball, Greek Freak at least played. You gotta find a way to win that series, and that's why their coach got fired. They beat the Bucks 4-1. They beat the Knicks 4-2. Beat the Celtics 4-3 and lost 4-1, of course, to the Denver Nuggets, who are the world champs right now. And basically, Miami gave it everything they had. I didn't predict them to get this far. I don't think a lot of people did. I mean, being like the 8th seed or the 7th seed, went to the 8th seed with the play-in game. Nobody really expected a lot. At least I didn't expect a lot. I just thought they were too little. They were missing some key players. But what happened was, come playoff time, the Caleb Martins of the world, the Strusses of the world, the Vincents of the world, Whiteheads of the world, they all stepped up and took it to another level. Bam did what he did, and Jimmy also took it to another level. But Jimmy seemed like he started to fade. As deeper they got, it seemed like he started to fade. Started out strong, faded late. I'm not saying that's the reason why they lost, but when your best player fades when it counts most, you're not going to win. That's just the bottom line. And, Denver being, like I said, so hungry. Jokic, two-time MVP, lost the MVP this year to Joel Embiid. A lot of people didn't like that. They felt that Jokic should have won a third. I could see that fight, but I also could see Embiid getting one because Embiid being in a couple of races where it could have went either way, and it didn't go his way. So it was nice to see Joel Embiid get the MVP. Though I think by Jokic not getting the MVP, to me, made him want the championship even more. I think it added to the incentives of him wanting to get the ring. Not saying that if he get it, he don't want it. But when you get the MVP as an individual player, it kind of fills you up like a nice meal. You understand me? The fact that he didn't get it kept him with a real big appetite. Like, you know what? They didn't give me the MVP. I should have won it because his odds he felt he should have won it. I'm going to get the chip. And the ball bounced perfect for them. I mean, it bounced perfect by Miami Heat facing them, because if the Philadelphia 76ers made it to the chip, what they've been going through the last 20 years, losing with AI in the chip prior, I don't know. This definitely would have won 7 games. And like I said, Embiid's the only center, because AD did a good job with Jokic, but couldn't really put him away. Averaged a triple-double the series. Embiid could have held his own with Jokic. Embiid can hit the elbow all day, right there on the foul line. Embiid will hit a 3 just like Jokic if you leave him open. And Embiid is such an offensive force. I mean, think about it. Bam Adebayo had his way with Jokic, believe it or not. What he did, he brought Jokic outside, drove him, shook him, pulled up, or went to the hole on him. Jokic is decent on defense, but he's not that fast. He can stand up tall on some post shit, but if you stretch him out like Bam did, you can get yours. And trust me, Embiid can stretch you out. Embiid will do that James Harden shit to you, two-step you and fade on you. Embiid could do it all. And I'm not saying I wish it would have been the Sixers and the Denver Nuggets, but that would have made it a better NBA Finals. Bottom line. Miami, hell of a season. They hit a wall late. They hit a wall because they played a bigger and better and stronger and hungrier team. Remember, Miami was in the chip a couple years ago. Taking none away from Spoelstra, Riley, Alonzo Mourning. Great job, the whole organization. Great job. They got nothing to put their heads down to. They just met a better competition, which was the Denver Nuggets. The Sixers would have gave them everything they could handle. I think Boston would have came up short because there's no big man to stop Jokic. And if Tatum and Brown were planning to help out late, that would have been the worst thing they could have done. Because Jokic should spin on you. He acknowledges help immediately. He kicks it out to whoever cheated and comes to him. The guy that they were guarding is going to get the ball and maybe an additional pass and open threes all day for the Denver Nuggets. I don't even think Boston could have fucked with them. Only team that could have fucked with them was the Sixers because of the matchups. Because of the matchups. Harden and Murray, I'm not saying they erase each other. Murray's definitely the better player right now, but I can see Harden holding his own. I see Maxey holding his own. It would have depended on Tobias Harris, or whatever. It would have depended on something like that. Harris having a big series for them to win that series. But we're not going to go there if, should-haves, or whatever. Miami Heat gave it all they got, but all they had wasn't good enough. Salute to the Miami Heat. Great series. Nothing to put your head down. You just ran into a hurricane, which was the Denver Nuggets, who were destined to win this year's championship after 47 years of having no jury. Salute to the Denver Nuggets. Al York Sports, the raw truth. Love y'all.